Hello, everyone. We are Randy and Viola Krebs from Salt Lake City, Utah. Our journey with USANA has been very exciting and rewarding. I started taking the products 10 years ago when I was experiencing some health challenges. I noticed a big improvement in my health, and with that, I embraced the business model. And 11 months later, I decided to step away from my radiology career and focus on my USANA business. Another turning point for us was when Randy decided to retire early from his corporate position in the aerospace industry. He actually retired 10 years earlier than he had planned. Today, we are able to spend quality time with each other, travel, and best of all, we get to make a difference in other people's lives.
All right, thank you, Viola. We're going to get right into the training, and today's training is going to be on the weekly action plan. Here we are with this new business, and we've got all these different directions and roads and curves, and we're all learning to what we need to do to be successful. This is where Jared, Viola, and I put together this weekly action plan that you hear in many of our webinars. People are using each week to plan out their business for achieving their check goals. And so with that, to find this weekly action plan, you need to go to this address here, http://wap@teamdsi.info. And when you do, you may need to refresh or clear your cookies in the browser if you have a problem accessing the document. So, and here's what you'll see when you bring it up. So it's a two-page document. This is the first page of the document. And with that, let's zoom in. And what I want to do on when we zoom in is basically I'm going to do an example. This is a fictitious associate. Her name is Jill Johnson. She's been with USANA approximately 2 or 3, well, let's say 6 months. So she's got an established business, and so this is a Saturday. So this is what Jill does every Saturday. She brings out a blank weekly action plan. So it's Saturday, and she knows that this coming Friday is October 30th, so she'll put that in. And then her check goal. She wants to put her CVP, which is the volume, help me with that. Commission volume points, thank you. Commission volume points of 400 or a $400 check, because she wants to go achiever this week. So with that, she also plans out her business hours. So Saturdays she can work from 2 to 4 p.m., Monday from 6 to 9 p.m., basically lay out her week. So these are the times that she can do income producing activities. She's not training, she's not reading, but these are income producing activities, giving presentations, holding mixers or sanse events, going to the events, following up with people, sending videos, and then doing online parties. So these are the hours that she has set aside that week to do income producing activities. And each week it may change depending on what she has going on. So with that, there's the second box down. It says insert your starting SVP, which is your sales volume points for the business center. Again, it's Saturday. And then your target SVP or sales volume point goal to meet your check goal, basically. So with that, her starting SVP and her ending SVP will all be based on what she's trying to achieve. So to get her starting SVP, she logs into the hub. She goes into My Business and the free volume report. And once she clicks on the free volume report, this free volume report comes up, which shows her PV amount, which is her auto order, was current for that week. The volume left and right is current week volume. Rollover is from the previous week. And then the SVP that she's going to put into her weekly action plan comes in the left and right totals of the free volume report. So for her business center number 1, it's the 122 left, 4855 right. Business Center 2, 1435 left, 122 right. And Business Center 3, 5000 left, 13 right. So she's got her blank weekly action plan. She goes ahead and transfers the points from her Business Center 1, 2, and 3 into her starting SVP. And Jill, she's more visual. She likes to write it over here onto the left side by the circles there for each business center. And the reason she does that, it's easier for her to tell that, where the volume is going to eventually flow into her business. To achieve her check, she knows that she always starts with her number one business center. And she'll look at that and she'll say, which is the smallest number in my number one business center? Of course, it's the 122 points. And from that, she knows all the points that she puts in her number two business center flows up to her one left. So she'll look at her business center number two, say which is the smallest. It's the 122 in her two right. So she's going to focus on placing any enrollments or customers in that particular spot into her two right. So to carry it further, we will summarize her check goal for the week is $400. That's what she wants to achieve, to get Achiever. Jill is also on a 200 plus auto order. Thus, she gets paid on all three business centers as long as the sales volume point is greater than 125. And I'll cover that in an example on how to calculate. And the easiest way for Jill to achieve a 400-point commission volume point total is by getting a $200 commission volume point in two of her business centers. And so, to achieve a 200 CVP for an individual business center, the best way to determine what sales volume points or product points she's going to need is to take that 200 and divide it by 0.2. So doing that, she'll know that she has to get at least 1,000 SVP to achieve a $200 check in her two, and a 1,000 SVP to achieve a $200 check in her number one, to give her the $400 check total. So Jill needs to get, again, her O2 right and O1 left to at least 1,000 points each. So basically, where you see the 122, that's where she's going to focus in her two right, and anything she puts in her two right will flow up to her one left. So with that, Jill figures, wow, if I need to get 1,000 points, if I take the 1,000 points that I need to achieve in my two right, that means that I at least need to enroll a 500-point associate and 378 additional points as either associates or client in my two right. So if she adds that 878 points to her two right, which actually flows up to her one left, her ending SVP goal, so Friday at midnight, will look like this. She'll have 1,000 in her one left, 4855 in her one right, 1435 in her two left, and 1,000 in her one right, and basically her business center number 3 points stay the same. So that's her goal. So to determine if she hit her goal, she'll take that, and she knows that to calculate her check, what USANA does is it takes the smallest in each of the business centers. So in her number one business center, it's 1,000, because that's the smallest out of her number one business center. In her number two business center, it's 1,000 also, when she meets at enrollments. Her number 3 business center is 13, but she knows she's not going to get paid there. To get paid in a particular business center, you have to have greater than 125 points in that on your smallest side. Thus, her paycheck is going to be the 1,000 in her one left, the 1,000 in her two right, plus a 0 is 2,000 points, times 20%, $400. Woohoo! So Jill Johnson is now an achiever. So congratulations, and we celebrate. So knowing that her goal is to enroll a 500-point associate in her two right, that's going to be one of her top 3 business goals. 400-point associate, well, actually 378 in her two right, and then have a mixer. She wants to hold a mixer at her house on Thursday. Personal development. Jill is reading Darren Hardy's Roller Coaster Effect, and she has 3 teammates registered for international convention. So it's Saturday. She's basically laid out what she needs to do for the next days based on the hours that she can do income producing activity. The next row, you have the 10 new and or follow-up people, and these are people in her family. Plus she's got a Dr. Johnson, who's a chiropractor, Dr. Johnston, the dentist. So this is good. This is a very important page or section for her, because she's going to lay out who she wants to talk to or follow up for that particular week. Preferred customers, she knows that she needs to get a hold of these people and to make sure that their unprocessed auto order gets corrected, because those points will definitely help her achieve her goal. The daily business stats, another important thing for all of us that are leaders, to track our stats, because with these statistics, you'll be able to tell where you need to focus in your business to strengthen or get better. Is it inviting? Is it closing? Is it follow-ups? So if we zoom in on the stats, this is her Saturday, and what Jill does is she just put little tick marks there saying, yeah, I met 2 new people on Saturday. I invited 10 to take a look at USANA, because she knows that she's got a pretty good goal ahead, early start on it. She has 3 presentations scheduled. She gave 2 presentations on Saturday, did 2 follow-ups, and she did the 25 minutes of personal development. So she's keeping track of her stats for that whole week. Her very bottom of the front page, she puts down that she does need to. Her key strategy is the 500-point associate and a 378 in associate or clients that need to be placed in her two right. So let's look at the second page. Zooming in on that, we can see that what I'm most grateful for, what she was most grateful for last week, she did good. She had a $225 commission volume point check, or $225 check from USANA. She enrolled her sister, Jennifer Johnson, professional pack, and she's achieving her exercise goals. The challenge that she faces this week, it's very busy at work, just getting the time off and sitting, making sure she commits to the time that she's going to be doing her income producing activities. And opportunities. She's getting definitely support from her family and friends, knowing that her goal this week is to rank advanced to achiever. And her friend that come in professional pack is also going to be doing a mixer at her house. Oh, imagine what you have achieved. These are her significant visions. And like a lot of us, her number one vision, that what she envisions from now until next July, is she's at Costa Rica, and the best way to get to Costa Rica is have USANA pay for it. So that's her vision, to get to Costa Rica. She's with a lot of her team there. They're all happy, very excited. You know, they're all telling her way to earn Costa Rica, Jill. And her herself, she's very happy and very excited and grateful because all her hard work has paid off. Following down on the hub page, you know, she visits her hub every Saturday, and she goes to My Business Team Manager 4-week cycle, and this way she's able to look at the upcoming weekend auto orders. So these are people that will process the following week, and she sees that, you know, Kathy and Sally need to make sure that that she gets with them and does an account overview with those. And she makes sure that she sends a courtesy auto order reminder to Billy Bob Johnson, because Billy Bob, he has a tendency to, you know, sometimes get busy and not take care of his auto order. So she knows that she at least one more time needs to send him a courtesy auto order reminder. With that, the next one is the guest list. She's going to invite these people to tonight's webinar. She's got the mixer at her friend's house on Thursday, and these are the guests and associates that she's going to invite to this, because she knows even though the event is at Jennifer's house, she's going to still take guests to support. And lastly, she has thank you cards to write. She has a thank you card to Jennifer Johnson for her Pro Pack, Allison Johnston for coming in as a client. She puts down her health goals for the week, what she wants to do at the gym. The administration, she wants to make sure she does the hub overview with Jennifer, and she's going to do this whole hub overview outside her income producing hours, because going over this is not income producing for Jill. And lastly, self-care and fun. She's going to have a Friday night hot date and celebration with her husband when she reads Achiever. And then this Sunday, tomorrow, she's going to go on a movie with her hubby, because she always takes Sunday off as a day of rest. Time management, you know, she's got to stick to the business hours. She knows it, and she knows the importance of tracking her progress. So again, Jill's gone through this. It's a Saturday morning. She plans to do this at 10 a.m. every morning. She opens up, has a fresh sheet with her weekly action plan, gets on the hub, puts all her sales volume points in, and puts down her check goals. So with that, again, for all of us to get our weekly action plan, go to http://WAP@team.teamdsi.info. And thank you so much for attending the example of how to successfully fill out your weekly action plan.